Be quiet.
Woman, I want you to really look in my eyes with this. You can't tell me what to do.
But in the same aspect, most men are not taught to be husbands.
Yes. We as women do want men to lead.
You cannot her the same way you the wife. I will beat that gorilla's ass.
That's what all of y'all keep saying.
Most women lose their virginity at the age of 14 and 15.
Huh?
By the time they
That is average now.
That's sometimes younger. By the time they get to 30, you done put 15 years of mileage on that.
They don't have the male guidance.
So what do we give advice for the women that don't have it though? Is that toxic or smart?
You toxic as hell.
You gotta get her gone.
Man, you better stop, baby. Look, you gonna test yourself out the door. Welcome to the second taping of the Realist TV podcast. Your favorite host, Bakir Love.
I'm Unique Monet, the Panamanian princess.
And I'm Mika, the badass unicorn.
Yeah, man, we ready to roll these topics out, man. First topic of the day, we got my man Paul Pierce. Let's roll the clip.
Do you feel like, why do you feel like men, especially NBA players, get with the white women? Is it because they're easy, quote unquote?
I got some theories, but I really want to hear it from him.
I do too. I want to hear it too.
I honestly think that maybe they appreciate maybe more and they apologize more.
Listen, I'm scared. Hold on. No. Hold on.
I mean, you know.
I had an interview with
they don't mind being held accountable.
I'm
So as you can see, Paul Pierce feels like, and I'm just gonna say, even though I know he said it was targeted and for what white women do, we already know it's a white versus black thing, right? And he was basically saying black women don't apologize or take accountability. What do y'all, as two black women, even though I know y'all mixed race, how do y'all feel about that?
Respectfully, I feel like I'm a woman that have openly take accountability. I've been submissive. Okay. And the feeling after, yes, you get what you want. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that the respect factor is not there anymore. They expect you to do that all the time. And I don't like that. I don't like that feeling of feeling like I have to be the one that always takes accountability and that person holds no accountability to their issues or their wrongdoings. And I see the perspective, but I don't think it's a black-white thing. I think it's more so of just a person thing than it is a race thing.
So what I heard, do you feel like it's a point where you're just not going to take accountability? Is that what I heard?
No.
That's what it said. It was like I took accountability for so long and there's no more accountability coming. But let me real quick. So how do you feel about that?
Wait, no. You're not going to ask me a question and then just dodge it off and then go to Mika.
Go ahead.
No, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to me responding.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is I take accountability. I just don't like the feeling of it after. I feel like I don't have the respect of knowing when a person is wrong, them taking accountability in response. I don't get that.
Okay.
So as much as I am a woman that can hold accountability, I can be like, all right, you know what, babe? I'm going to be the one to apologize this time. I'm sorry. I fucked up. I did X, Y, and Z. But that feeling of that person not giving you the same reciprocated energy just does not feel setting. It's not it's not a good feeling for me. So I feel like, but that's not a race thing. I think that's just more of a person thing than it is a race thing.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. I think overall, because I've dealt with women that just accountability word does not resonate. It's just it could be clear as day.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
I didn't do it, but I seen you do it.
Yeah.
I sat there and watched you do it in my face. I didn't do it. The accountability word is scary for women.
But men love to use the accountability, the accountability word, but they never want to dish it. They never hold their own accountability to why a woman is doing X, Y, and Z. As much as a woman can hold accountability, maybe change her ways, a man doesn't do that all the time in response. I mean, they don't reciprocate the energy.
I get that. What you think? What you women take accountability?
I think y'all like making me the bad guy, but it's all right. So, so here's the thing. I do think that women, for the most part, do lack accountability. And that's because we're more in tune with our emotions, right? And so we tend to be more emotional. We're a lot more sensitive about things. So when you have to take accountability, right, and you're getting, all emotional and you're looking at things from that standpoint, it's kind of hard to have logic. Right? Because it's void logic. Really, you have to avoid a lot of emotion out of it to actually see things clearly. So a lot of women can't do that. What Unique is saying, okay, I can do this, I can do that, but she's having, her anecdotal information or her anecdotal experience. Most women cannot take themselves out of it. So therefore, even though they know, because women are very smart, and that's the thing that gets me a lot of the times, because we know everything until we don't want to know.
See, and like you said, go ahead. What you about to say?
No, I'm just saying we know everything until we don't want to know. Meaning we know, we have intuition, we know this, we know that, we know where you're at, we know this. Anything you want to know, women know it, right? We know what time this happening. We can tell by the sun and the moon and the stars, up until we don't want to take accountability. Then I didn't know. I just didn't know.
I'm gonna go back to that feelings word. I think it's just, I don't think y'all know a lot, if that makes any sense. I think y'all have a lot of feelings. And when you have feelings, that accountability just goes out, because how you feel is what
it's going to override. It's going to override logic.
It's definitely
going to override logic. But it's not to say that women can't do it. It's if they want to do it. And a lot of women don't want to do it, because once you take accountability, you got to correct it. Like you have to correct that action, right? And I think the reason why a lot of men feel the way they do about it is because everybody makes men take accountability, even when they don't want to, right? So you can have a man that doesn't want to take accountability for something. So I'm just going to use this as an example. Let's just say he doesn't want to take accountability for his child, right? The government will make him take accountability. So if you go outside and you think you're tough and you just want to haul off and smack somebody, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get an ass whooping or you're going to jail. So you get instant gratification. You're gonna get it right then and there.
No, that's a fact.
A lot of the times it's delayed for women.
But let's get back to the crux of the conversation. Do white women, particularly, do white women take accountability more than black women? Because
I don't think it's the accountability word that we should be focusing on. I think it's more so that they're more submissive than other races.
Okay.
And that is what takes over a man wanting a desirable woman. And unfortunately, in a masculine society, you want a woman that's going to be like, okay, yes, sure. Yeah, baby, I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever you want. Okay, you want this? You want head? What do you want? You want me to cook? You want me to clean?
But what my experience with Caucasian women, I do feel like they're more look at Dr. Umar just came out, his spirit just hit my microphone. I do feel like white women are more, like you said, submissive and more willing to do. They're gonna go the extra mile because they see what's going on social media. They see the quote unquote angry black woman, and they see that as a thing, and they know, all right, I need to be the opposite. But let me say this though, African women do the same thing when they're dealing with African American men. I think every race is going to do, I think opposite of being
the joys of being mixed race. I've gotten to see how all different women act, and I've gotten to see how all different men act. And the thing about it is, it's not that women of different races are any different from any other women. It's more of a cultural thing. And so when you get into certain types of cultures will acquiesce differently because they care about different things. Instead of me caring about, what job I have or what career I have, this is first or this is first. Like the way, my father and my grandfather raised me, family is first, not, a career or not me only just thinking about this. And so when you get into that type of Western society definitely teaches that. And that's why men are, in a relationship, they don't teach you to prioritize your family or men, right? Because it's seen as a negative thing. Instead of being seen as actually something to hold your family together. And I'll end with this. Last but not least, submissive is not, I'm a dog that you can run over. Submissive is just, it's more of a agreeable.
Okay.
Agreeable nature. Like when you go to work or like when you when you do anything of a agreeable nature, you're actually submitting to it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Realish podcast. And we want to thank Daily Delegates.
Let me tell you, Daily Delegates, the best virtual assistant business in the game. If you need logistical things done for your business, you need administrative work, you need anything, executive assistant, you need some help with your real estate business, you need help getting your life together. I want you to tap in with Daily Delegates. That's Daily Delegates. And you can find them, book your free consultation at dailydelegates.com. But before we go to the next, I got to ask, so do you feel like black men should date white women?
I don't care who people date.
If I'm just asking, I'm not, sometimes I'm Dr. Umar with it, but I've swirled. But I'm asking, do you feel like
you're talking to somebody that's a product of the swirl? I don't care.
I know you're a product of the swirl. Do you feel like black men in particular in America should date white women?
If they want to, yeah. The only problem that I've ever seen, and this is on both sides. The only problem I've ever seen with black people when they date out is that it's not I'm dating out because I want to date out. I like white men. I like white women. It's I date out because I don't like black men. Or I'll date out because I don't like black women. So it's kind of spiting the other person.
Yeah. See what I see a lot of, and I hate to say, I see a lot of, people going through particular experiences with their own race, and they're like, nah, I don't want to be here. Like this ain't what I'm trying to do.
What's a particular experience?
I mean, I'm just saying, like if somebody was to slash your tires and they just yelling in your ear, or there's no
you do know. Okay,
whatever.
Hold on. That's a woman thing. Hold on. That's
angry black woman.
No. Listen, that's a woman thing, and you want me to put it in music wise? I
agree with that.
Because Jasmine Sullivan has a bust of windows out your car, and then hold on, and then Carrie Underwood has the same thing,
That's
right?
a fact. These are all facts.
I took a Louisville Slugger to both headlights. Okay,
Not one.
That's a woman thing.
That's a fact.
That's an emotional thing.
That's a fact. I'm just speaking to the stereotype. But look, let's head over to our next segment, Mika's Minutes. What topics we got coming up?
Oh my gosh! So we're gonna talk about Shannon Sharpe. All right, we're gonna get into some politics. All right, and then we're gonna get into one of the most sensationalized things that has gone viral: 100 men versus gorilla.
Oh my God! Can I say that on YouTube? I don't care.
Yes, you can.
But I just think we might as well start on the gorilla. This trend. So it's a trend going around. It's 100. Can 100 humans beat one gorilla?
Who would win in a fight, a gorilla or 100 men? All right, let's break this down once and for all. Well, a full-grown male gorilla is an absolute monster. It can lift 2,000 pounds, has a bite force of 1,300 PSI, and is up to 9 times stronger than the average guy. But here's the thing. Gorillas aren't built for long fights. They're like sprinters. They explode for about a minute, and then they gas out hard. So yeah, the first 30, maybe 40 guys, dead instantly. But after a minute, once enough guys dogpile onto it, weight wins. Endurance wins. The 100 men would eventually overwhelm the gorilla barely, probably losing about half in the process. Humans are weak individually, but when we work together, even nature's tanks like gorillas don't stand a chance.
And I think the answer to it is yes, we're going to kill that gorilla.
Why do all the men think this? Die. I've been arguing this all week. Why do all of the men think that you can beat this gorilla? The gorilla got abs on the side.
I will beat that gorilla's ass.
That's what all of y'all keep saying.
I will beat the gorilla's ass.
Why do y'all
it's
keep
no
saying
way. 100.
Hold on.
Give me.
Hold on. The first wave. Are you in the first wave?
Nah, I mean, yeah, I could be.
Yeah, no, see.
Hey, look.
What wave are you in?
Let me say this. Give me 5 of my good men. I grew up fighting in the Go-Go's. I don't know, for all my DMV natives, I grew up fighting in the CFE, the DC Star, my brother's place, the Thai Seafood, the Icon. I'm talking about I grew up fighting in the Go-Go. I don't care if it was a gorilla in there. Give me 10 of my good men. We beating that gorilla's ass.
No, you not.
10. Give me 10. We stomping the gorilla out with backyard playing with like, hey, look, I'm talking about reaction at the CFV. We stomping that gorilla out.
No,
so I don't even need, give me 10 of my good men.
Keep thinking y'all are gonna beat this gorilla.
We punishing that gorilla. Now, I think a better question, can 100 women?
No.
Can 100 women beat one gorilla? Nor do we want to. I think 100 women can do it.
No, 100 women cannot.
I'm all about equality. What you think?
I'm definitely not about equality because I'm not beating no gorilla.
I got you. Matter of fact, I got y'all two beating that gorilla.
You got us two getting in the car and driving away. Because we have common sense.
To be honest, I'm shooting that gorilla.
No, you can't. That's the problem. No.
The gorilla getting shot.
If you use technology, of course you can beat the gorilla. We're talking about bare hands.
Yeah, bare hands. Somebody gonna sneak the gorilla. The gorilla can't. You know what? This is what you gotta understand. The gorilla can't see behind his head. Somebody's getting. I hate to go back to the go-go again. That gorilla's getting snuck. Just like in the photo booth. Yeah, that gorilla think he taking pictures. That gorilla getting snuck. I'm telling you what's happening.
Unique is not even dignifying your comment.
I'm just saying, man, look, give me 10 of me. I'm beating that gorilla ass. 10 of me, just 10. That's it.
You finished.
What's that in Spanish? You Spanish?
I'm not. No, you're not. No, you're not. We're not going to have this conversation again. I am Hispanic.
Whooping that gorilla ass.
You're not winning that.
I don't know, man.
You're not winning that.
I'm beating that gorilla.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. We're unique.
I'm just saying. What's the next topic? I'm just beating that gorilla ass.
Oh my God. All right.
Gorilla getting his ass.
All right. Anywho, all right. So I want to move on to Michelle Obama. So Michelle Obama has been in the media lately with her podcast. Some talk about what she says on the podcast. Some talk about the low ratings. Some like the podcast. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you have positive and negative. However, lately on the podcast, and this is before she started doing the rollout, on the podcast, she's been talking about her marriage a lot. And a lot of people, especially a lot of men, feel like she's emasculating Barack Obama. Mm. So I want you guys to check out this clip, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
There are moments when I was resentful. There were moments when I was mad. There were moments when I didn't feel like I got enough attention. They look at me and Barack and go, #couple goals, and I'm like, it's hard. It's hard for us too.
Yeah, the Obamas have had their ups and downs, but now Michelle is shutting down divorce rumors in the firmest way yet on the Diary of a CEO.
If I were having problems with my husband, everybody would know about it. I'm not a martyr. I'm not, and I would be problem solving in public and be like, well, let me tell you what he did.
The former First Lady not afraid to put Barack on blast.
She's explained to me is that she's allowed to tease me, but I'm not allowed to tease her.
Oh, no.
No, that's sort of a rule of our marriage.
She also revealed her biggest regret about her 8 years in the White House.
If I had known what I knew now, I would have asked for different things. I should have said that I needed his team to really, truly value that he had a family. And the whole system of it doesn't really take into account that there's a wife and kids and their needs and the demands on them. So I wound up having to fight for a lot of stuff on my own.
So you guys saw that. So is Michelle Obama empowering women with her transparency, or is she emasculating the former president?
Listen, she's doing a terrible job at maintaining the great legacy of our first Black president of the United States. Why is she going off and saying like negative things? Matter of fact, why does she have a microphone? You know what I'm saying?
Now,
At this point, why does she have a microphone? If you're going to tarnish his legacy, right? I'm like, these are things, like she said in the video, people didn't even know. They didn't even know.
Yeah.
Why do they need to know now? Why do they need to know now that you had relationship issues? And this is my biggest thing with women. They talk too much. She feels this way and somebody gave her a mic and now she's just putting all this, regurgitating all of this information. No, Michelle.
Okay.
Let whatever happen, all of the negative things, leave it in private. Why does it have to come out now? Do you want the spotlight? Do you feel outshined? And then she's trying to say, I wish his team understood. His team understood that he was a Black man, the first Black president in the United States of America.
The team don't care about your color. The team care about that he is the president of the United States and he's the leader of the free world, period.
But that's crazy for her to feel like, I mean, granted, she's the first lady, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
I want to get your thoughts.
Why would just please let that man live?
What do you think about what she said?
I think that she's just trying to be relatable. And I feel like everyone wants like that Me Too movement of just being relatable and having community to be like, I've been through it too. But unfortunately, it's kind of like tarnishing his brand and who he is as a man and as a president, especially with such an impact of him being the first Black president. I feel like that was not the time or place for her to be talking about that, to be honest.
100%.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everybody knows my political stance, right? However, I still respect the office of the presidency. And that man was the president. And you were the first lady. So with that being said, you are a specific place where a lot of women wish they could be, want to be, and you're with the type of man that a lot of women, only dream about. Somebody that is in a high status, can do whatever for their kids. Don't have to worry about anything. Like the president is damn near the king. Okay, so at the end of
the most powerful country on this planet.
And so when you think about it, it's like, what are you complaining about? You're finding something to complain about, because at the end of the day, you have everything that somebody could want in life for their family, but there are sacrifices. And I think she already knew them, because you were talking to this man when he was a junior senator. Oh, before he even became that. Yeah. You knew his ambitions. And it's just like, you harbored all of those feelings to do what? Wait until you 65 years old to get on the podcast and tell us.
My relationship was terrible. Y'all just didn't know.
Yeah.
You just didn't. I think it's crazy. And we've seen this same thing with Will and Jada.
Yes.
This is the same thing that happened with Will and Jada. And it's like, listen, I understand you got feelings, but some feelings, keep it to yourself. Respectfully.
Yeah, I do think some things should be private, but at the end of the day, I think Michelle Obama comes from that. I'm gonna speak my mind, because I think she was on with Taraji, and I just absolutely hated that episode.
I just feel like as a woman or as a little girl, like the younger version of me, like looking up to Michelle Obama back when her husband was the president. She was so poised and so elegant and so classy. She didn't speak much, but she spoke just enough, and she made a bigger impact. She was more famous and more popular than Obama at one point. And it's to the point where now they're not they don't have that role anymore. So I don't know if this is like a clickbait moment or her just like speaking her truth, but she already wrote a book. So you already spoke your truth. You already had a voice. So there's no need for you speaking about your dirty laundry.
Facts. Michelle, I don't know if you bored, but find something to do that doesn't involve a microphone and cameras. I support you, but let my brother Obama live out his legacy. He made it, to be honest, we can say whatever about what he did when he was in office. Him doing a great job that he did allowed other black people to feel like they can do it, and it leaves a slot for other black people to come in his position. You know, I mean, he unscathed.
Now you know I don't know. No.
Unscathed.
No.
Oh, he did. He was unscathed.
No.
She's a Republican.
No.
Obama.
No. See, get it right. Get it right.
Just take the camera from your wife. Take the camera from your wife.
I am not Republican. I am conservative. That is the difference. That is the difference. No.
Did you vote for Trump?
I'm a registered, yes.
You voted for
and
Trump?
I will do it again. That's not what I said. I'm an independent. I am an independent.
Obama, take her microphone.
Obama can't do nothing to me, child. Obama can't keep his wife from shutting up. What are you gonna do to me? Please.
Respectfully.
Nothing. Not near nothing.
God.
So let's move on to Shannon Sharpe. So Shannon Sharpe, all right, has been in the news lately because Shannon Sharpe has been dating a young lady. And so since he's been dating this young lady, he's been in a lot of trouble. So I want you guys to look at this clip, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Damn,
watch.
Because it's different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at your
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. Damn. When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks? Yeah, because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he thought I was going to be scared. Yes, I'm talking. And I know an old gal, she'd be good to you. Her name is Elladora. Now, when you know somebody named Elladora, she's old school. Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Elladora told me to tell you. She said, I think he like red velvet.
Oh, I do.
I say, Miss Elladora, if he do like that, she said, you let him know I got something for him.
Yeah, I like
she don't have no teeth. Come on, pick your glass up and clack for me. Come on now. These young gals will bite you. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys just saw that. So do certain men at a certain age date younger women because they really like younger women? Or is it a control mechanism? Or what do you think attracts older men to younger women?
So I feel like a younger woman, I mean, it's no secret that in your youth, you look your best.
Correct.
Right? I mean, and with men, we're simple. 1 + 1 = 2. Mm-hmm. If you find a, younger woman, her body's going to look better. Well, that's not always the case, because
it's the case majority of the time.
No, Gen X.
I said majority of the time.
What's it, Z or X? What's the younger one?
The Z.
I've been seeing a lot of bad built Gen Zs out here. And
I can't go get rid of they gonna get rid of the chemicals in the food. That's why they big like that. Go ahead.
They gotta do something. There's something in the school lunches, but honestly, I feel like a younger woman hasn't gone through, and it's not always the case, hasn't gone through as much trauma. Do I think it could be a power thing? 100%. You could definitely mold a woman that hasn't gone through relationships and
hasn't gone through a lot of trauma.
Let's be honest. A lot of these women, their father broke their heart before we got a chance to. Let's talk facts. And then the boyfriend after that, Tyrone, he definitely broke her heart.
The boyfriend and Tyrone.
So if you can catch a woman right after the father broke her heart, that'd be better than after when Tyrone did it.
Hold on, why can't you catch the woman that father has set her up for success?
I mean, where's that at? Let's be honest. It's not a lot of women out here.
I have my mother and my father.
I said not a lot.
My grandmother and my grandfather.
It's not a lot.
My great grandmother.
That's you. Are you the majority? Do you feel like you're the majority? Yes
I'm definitely not the majority.
Okay,
so I
exactly.
Agree
so
with
like
you
I said, it's not a lot.
I would agree with you there.
A lot of women, their fathers have not set them up for success, and we can go into the systematic racism thing, but we don't even gotta go down. We just know for a fact that a lot of women are in a position where it's like, all right, this is somebody that a man should come he can go and make a family with when you're past a certain age. It's just not a thing right now.
What's your thoughts, Unique?
I think older men like the grooming aspect of a younger woman. A younger woman can be as like you would look at as a puppy. A puppy you can train as you know the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It's the same with a woman, a young woman. I've experienced as a young woman meeting a lot of older men that were interested in me because of the idea of what they can create and mold and how you can change a narrative and manipulate a younger minded person. And because of that aspect, it makes me look at it as I look at it as they're going through a midlife crisis. Because why in the hell are you dating someone so young that doesn't have the mental capacity of the experience in the world as you? And then 2, why are you sexually attracted to this woman that's not even a grown woman yet? Her woman hasn't properly developed in all aspects of life. But as Bakir was saying, when you have the trauma involved and you have a woman that knows herself, a man that wants to manipulate or groom or create a narrative and the idea of what they want as a woman does not seek out a woman that is mentally or emotionally mature in that aspect.
Okay, to play the other side.
Real quick, let me say something real quick. I want this to be understood to all of the women that are looking at this. When you change your last name when you get married, you're becoming a part of that man's tribe.
Correct.
Right? You're changing your last name. Correct. If you cannot be modified or you can't adjust to being a part of that man's tribe, you're not the woman for that man.
Adjusting and manipulating are two different things. No, it's not manipulating.
It's if you have to
modification.
Listen, you got to modify.
Unhealthy and unstable.
And see,
unstable.
A young woman would never say this to me. She would. It's like, nah. Now, what I'm saying is, though, a younger woman is going to modify and adjust to it with no feedback. She's going to say, you know what, Bakir? Whatever you want done, I'm going to do
easily to manipulate.
Well, okay. So it's not always. It's not always hard. It's not always nefarious.
What I want.
It's not always nefarious because you got to remember.
What should I do?
Okay, so it's not always nefarious though, because you got to remember, right? Just our natural roles, like naturally, what we will fall in line with is we as women do want men to lead. So if you do want a man to lead, you have to let him lead.
But see, this got to be stated too. You shouldn't let your man lead. If that man is, so Jill Scott, she said it the best. If you can tell me what to do, you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. If you gotta let your man lead, he's not the man for you.
No, when I say let, meaning there's not a roadblock there. There's not an argument of why he should, because the woman is the one who's choosing first, facts. Right? So
that's a fact.
But Mika, you heard how you said woman?
Mm-hmm.
not a 19-year-old girl who is just now turning into
At 19,
an
she's
adult.
a woman. If she's over the age of 18, she's a woman.
Became an adult.
Here's the thing. It really, honestly and truly, and just from my experience, it really depends on how you're raised. There are some 19-year-olds that I know might as well be 2-year-olds, but there are some 19-year-olds that have more wisdom than the average 40, 50, 60-year-old. So it really depends on your upbringing, how you were raised. And a lot of the times, unfortunately for women here in, America and other Western societies, most are not taught to be wives.
This is a fact. Say it again.
Right.
Mika, can you just say that one more time before I go on a tangent?
Most women are not taught to be wives.
Most women are not taught to be wives. And it's not the man's fault. If the man goes off on a... No, I'm just saying, if a man goes off searching for a woman that's going to cook, clean, and shut up, then I don't think it should be anything wrong with that.
But in the same aspect, most men are not taught to be husbands.
Yes.
But that's true. That's true.
But yes, because feminism affects both males and females because it messes up the natural order, right? And so when you take things out the natural order, it messes up, right? But what I was saying with the women thing is, yes, they're not taught to be wives because you can't raise somebody a certain way because from 0 to 7 is where you got to catch people. Literally. If you want to teach them anything, you want to teach them a language, anything, you catch them 0 to 7. All right. And if you're not raising children that way, by the time they get into their teens or whatever, they're already, they are who they're going to be.
For a lot of these women to learn the recipe.
You're sitting there trying to turn somebody who's not actually built that way because they haven't been taught that. It's a harder turn. However, the younger you are, if you're going to try to do it, it is a little more palatable, but
that's a fact.
It's not always manipulation. And I think it's up to, and this is why fathers are important because your father can mitigate all of that. Your father can look at the man that you want to be with and say, nah, I can see it, right? A lot of girls nowadays don't have that. So they do end up falling into what Unique is talking about. And that's because they don't have the male guidance. If you had that type of man in your home, you could be 19, 18 and be married or whatever because you would be set up for success.
That's a fact.
I will piggyback on that. I remember dating and introducing my dad to one of my boyfriends and he loved him. But he came from a 2-parent household the same way I did. And he treated me like a princess. Versus another guy that I didn't know at the time. I was 24. But at the time, I didn't know that his background changed his mindset. And when my dad met him, he said, hell no. He said, absolutely not. And so, yes, I will say, Mika, a man has a father figure has a huge role in how a woman cannot be manipulated. However, I do have a couple homegirls that got a mom and a dad, and they still some hoes. And
you gonna have some slide through the crack. And to be honest, especially if you go to college, okay? They there.
You getting ran through, and this is another thing, though, right? I feel like the soul of Tyrone is in a lot of these women's vaginas. And that's the best way I can put it. A lot of these women have been ran through, and the aura of Tyrone is still in their spirit. It's still in their spirit. So how can you expect to be a wife when you've been ran through? That is not the same. It's not the same. And that's where the youth comes from. Because let's be honest, most women lose their virginity at the age of 14 and 15. By the time they start,
that is average now.
That's average now. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Most of these women are losing their virginity at 14 and 15, sometimes younger. By the time they get to 30, you done put 15 years of mileage on that. You done put 15 years of mileage on that, and now you're trying to sell it for new car prices. I mean, but the damage has been done internally, and you don't have that inner aura to begin with, where you had that father or that mother that taught you how to cook, that father that told you to shut up. I mean, that's
yeah. No, when I talk to people about my father, I tell them all the time, like, because a lot of people will, will be like, well, why doesn't this person, irk your spirit? Or why does this person, like, I don't like the way this person talks. I grew up with men in my household. They talk like that. This is how they talk. They talk very stern. They talk very direct. So when I hear directness from men, or when I hear directness from any type of leadership or anything, it doesn't bother me because I'm used to it. Right. A lot of women don't, again, growing up nowadays, don't have that in their household. So they're not used to hearing somebody say, be quiet, right? Let me tell you what's about to happen, or let me tell you what's actually good for the family. Because a lot of the times, I swear to goodness, women think that if you have to shut up or just say okay, that you're conceding a point.
But a lot of women don't understand what a man saying shut up means. Woman, I want you to really look in my eyes with this. If a man is telling you shut up, that means what you're saying is disturbing our peace.
Yeah.
And let's go deeper into it. We're really thinking, why did I choose you over this Joan I met in the club the other day? And furthermore, we're sitting right there like, you know what? You ain't shit. And I knew you wasn't shit. And I knew I shouldn't have bought you food and even continued to buy you food. So, because we're thinking about all the money we done spent on you. You know, I was like, damn, I done took her out the roof, Chris. And all this money I done wasted on this girl that don't even know how to shut up. And this is.
So basically, you want to return on your investment.
But this the thing though, right? You got to charge it to the game. You can't go back to Roof Chris and say, listen, I want that $200 back. You can't. And now I'm sitting over here, you talking, I'm telling you shut up in my mind now, because I know the first time I said shut up, you didn't listen to it. You didn't listen to me saying shut up. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing, nonverbal communication. This right here is, that's shut up. Yeah. That's shut up right there. Me looking at your face, oh yeah, brother, shut up. And you continue to talk. And I'm like, damn, you know what? If her father didn't teach her this, she's been getting ran through. That's off bucks.
Yeah, because men are gonna say, okay, yeah, you can't follow directions, so therefore this is all you're good for.
Or you just can't handle being around men or understanding certain body language. I think that's where a disconnect comes when it comes from men and women, like us understanding each other and the different type of dynamics or physical reactions that we have. Like as a man, I have 5 brothers. So I have to deal with all different types of aspects of being around men and seeing the different dynamic between the different brothers and the dynamic between me being the baby sister. Sis. Yeah.
So they gonna have to like fight all of your brothers. If something goes like, he says, shut up, Unique. I'm gonna have to fight 5 brothers.
But how many times have you wanted to do something and your brothers was like, no?
Yeah, multiple times. But because I come from, I don't have any sisters, so because I know how it is to be around men, I have a different dynamic on how to understand them. But father figure, male role models play a part on not getting manipulated, not getting abused, and understanding the dynamic of a man. I'm still not a man, so I'm not going to understand the whole aspect.
Correct. Which is why they meet those type of men, and that's what
they attract those type of men.
That's why, because they're not there. There's nobody there to usher in what they should be looking for. 1, by role model. 2, by, having conversations and actually knowing. And then 3, there's no barrier there. Like for all intents and purposes, men, they want sex, period. Whether it's for a short time or a long time. When they marrying you, it's the same thing. They want it until they don't want it no more. Exactly. At the end of the day though, you have to be able to decipher that and have discernment. And a lot of women don't have it because there's no male there. There's no man. No actual.
So what do
man.
we give advice for the women that don't have it though?
Listen, I'll give it to them. This is what I'm here for. Listen. Be quiet when you're supposed to, and clean up, and cook good. Listen, we're very simple, and I know it's gonna hurt a lot of women to hear this, but this is real. Listen, and I'm gonna repeat it. You gotta like Mika said, so don't just come down on me. Mika said that. Mika said that too. She said you gotta You gotta clean up. You gotta know when to shut up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know, you gotta have that inner discernment to be like, you know what? He's looking at me like this. I should just shut up. And you know what I'm saying? And we're pretty simple. I mean, that's it. It's like, I think with women, and I think I know, it's algebra. It's geometry. It's straight 1 + 1. 2 - 2. We know the answer. I mean, so it's simple. It's simple, but for the woman, that's what you need.
For the women, for men, it's I'm just keeping it real. For men, it's a straight line. For women, it's here, and then it's here, and it's here, and it's back, come back. Then you get to the point.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
Because you're gonna have to hear all of this. But the way women can get around it is save all that for the friends that will listen to that.
Exactly. Get some girlfriends and going through the same struggle and talk to them. We don't really care about what's going on. I know a lot of women need to hear it. We really don't care. we too busy protecting and providing to really genuinely give a about what you're talking about most of the time.
You know what I saw? I saw this one video. It was with Shannon Sharpe. He was getting interviewed, and he was talking about how he was dating younger women because of a certain thing. He said, I want a sinner. And that's a sinner, like a young female that's down for whatever. And all it had me think of is, wow, he's going through a midlife crisis. There's no other reason for you wanting a younger female in that aspect.
Well, I think
is crazy.
I think for Shannon, with money comes more access, more options, right? So everybody knows that. But he's had the pick of the litter, right? At least you would think. So the whole, young, he's probably done that 1,000 times, right? Well, super young, right? And so he's probably done it 1,000 times. He's clearly been with older women because he was in a couple of relationships with women near his age or his age. Yeah. So I think his thing is he's just in the space of just having sex. And if I'm being honest, logically, men are attracted to younger women. Yeah. So I think that's why he's over there. However, I think what everybody is just, going off about is the fact that all that nonsense that they were talking about. The whatever the role play thing was. I guess she was saying something towards race and he was saying something. I don't know. That is what I think people were getting up in arms about. Not too much necessarily her age, because you already know men are attracted to younger women. It just is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we're attracted to young, but let me tell you, I done been with some older women where it just, they look like they was young, so they don't even gotta be. It's the fact that she probably presented some quality and he continued to and that's why Shannon Sharpe is in a situation. I think he should have that white woman right there and just stop. Just 1 or 2 times. At 19 too, and you're in your 50s, just go ahead and 1 or 2 times. He her for a span of 2 years.
No, you know what it is, and I'll leave it at this. You know what it is?
What's that?
He promised that girl something. He promised that girl something.
It was a baby. It was a baby because why is it that she keeps bringing up, I want a big black baby? Are you going to put it inside of me?
It is something that he promised that girl.
That was the idea, because she's looking at it like that's my meal ticket out. Like she was charging $25,000 a butt cheek.
Yeah, that's wild. That was wild. $25 a cheek. I keep saying that. I've been saying that all week. $25 a cheek.
I need to set my cookies up.
Hold on. $25,000
a cheek.
A cheek.
What do you mean $25,000 a cheek?
To touch each cheek. You know how
touch each cheek.
Yeah, you know how
this
like
19-year-old white woman was getting $25,000
per
him
cheek.
to slap one cheek.
No, per cheek. Because you got to get the two together. You got to get two together.
I gotta look in the camera. It ain't tricking if you got it, but god damn.
And so another thing that throws me off about that whole situation is I feel like she was creating a safe space for this man to say whatever he wanted, do whatever he wanted, act on however he wanted.
Right.
And then when it came down to years going by and him being comfortable in that safe space, he then starts acting on it in ways that he doesn't even know is getting filmed, is getting recorded. And now this is being used as information to be used for the court for me to blackmail this person to get
crazy.
X, Y, and Z. Because he actually was going to pay her off. Like, I forgot what it was.
10 million.
10 million.
Yeah, 10 million.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I want more.
Yeah.
But see, what looks crazy is, and this is why, and I don't want to think that, Uncle Shannon is guilty, but if you're offering somebody $10 million to settle out in court, now granted, it ain't
He got businesses, though.
That's hush money.
It ain't tricking if you got it. But it kind of makes it look like you're guilty
But that's not
me
being
personally.
No,
I'm
that's
not
business.
I'm not giving you no money if I'm not guilty.
Go ahead.
Nothing.
But if you don't want it in the public's eye, because he's about to have $100 million deal,
you want that to go away.
He wants nothing to show that the same way. Okay, I see why you're saying that because of the Diddy situation with Cassie, but the difference is. This man has an offer on the table of $100 million. $10 million is nothing to him. Yeah. So why not give this girl this hush money, shut her up? Because I know I might partially be guilty, but I can fight this if I wanted to.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't want to because I don't want it to get out there because I am a partner with Disney. And that alone, I would lose my $100 million deal.
Now, I don't necessarily think he's guilty, but let's just say he is. Either way, all right, he's doing business. You don't need that type of negative press. Like the man is about, just like she said, he's about to get a $100 million contract. All right. So even if I do end up paying her more, I can pay it after I get this $100 million contract.
Yeah.
Right. I can settle something closed door. Cause let's not act like there aren't, people who go after people that, are in the public. Right.
Yeah. 100%.
So it happens. But what I'm saying is I would pay somebody to make something go away.
Under the table, hush money.
Yeah. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Uncle Shannon, I think you should listen to Dr. Umar at this point, man. No more snow bunnies. I think
Dr. Umar is in trouble himself.
With Dr. Umar,
and he has no snow bunnies.
With a woman?
Yeah, with women, children, all that.
Oh, I ain't know about that.
It's like his baby. Didn't he have something with the baby mamas?
I'm talking strictly about the snow bunnies. I think that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and I'm not gonna say black men should or shouldn't deal with bunnies, but Shannon, you need to stay away from the bunnies. At this point, we need to have a bunnyless Shannon, because $50 million potentially that you had to pay. But hold on, this is not criminal. He hasn't been locked up.
It's not a criminal case. It's a civil case.
This is a civil case. So I'm not gonna say he's guilty, or you know what I'm saying. I will say he's guilty of rocking the cradle, but. Hey, he got paper. That was just somebody in the lineup.
All right, so Unique, we about to talk some ish?
Yeah, we about to talk some ish with the Realish,
Let's do it.
So we got Tamika. She says she caught feelings with her sneaky link.
That is not me. Just letting y'all know. That is not me. It's another one.
Another one? Another Tamika.
Another one.
Yeah. So I started seeing this guy just for fun. No strings. Now I'm over here mad when he doesn't text me back and wondering who's he with. What do I do when I agreed to the rules, but now I want to change the game?
See, and I hate these situations. I don't cheat.
No, you don't.
Black men don't cheat.
No, you don't.
Black men don't cheat.
You don't hate no situation.
Tamika, you're the type of woman to get a man caught
Can y'all
up
call her
if
T?
he cheats.
Can y'all just call the woman T? Because I'm not answering these questions.
There's a T. T, you're the type of woman that'll get a man caught up, make him lose his wife and family. Because now you catching feelings. You knew you was a sneaky link before you got into this entanglement. You know what I'm saying? Take the dick, right? You just take the dick and you just go about your business. You can't catch feelings for a sneaky link. And now I can see if he was feeding her sweet nothings like, hey, yeah, you're gonna be mine, and
how you know
we're gonna be forever.
How you know you're not doing that?
You're not doing that with, especially if he got a girl, he not doing that.
You sure?
He's busting the sneaky link. I'm almost certain Tyrone is just busting T. Or what's saying? She's just busting T. And it's just crazy that you would even think that. I don't know. It's crazy to me. Stay in your place.
Miko, how you feeling?
I feel like, hey, you agreed to it. What's the problem? You can't just, what did my man say? You can't just renege. Like you can't just go back on your, that's what you said. That's what you agreed to.
See, and I've been in situations.
You're going to have to get a whole new relationship.
See,
start over.
I've been in situations where I was the side dude, right? You know what I'm saying? I would never catch.
Oh my God.
Listen, go back to your husband. I don't want to see you that long. You know what I'm saying? So, like, respectfully, you gotta play the game how the game is played. You know what I'm saying? She's ready to crack. Listen, and this is why we got so many divorces going on, because the side piece catches feelings. But then again, you cannot give side women main woman dick. So I blame Tyrone a little bit too. You cannot fuck her the same way you fuck your wife. You cannot fuck her the same way you even fuck your girlfriend. It's different levels to penis and it's different levels to stroke. And us as men, we know this. So I think she's definitely getting hit with them wifey strokes. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a kiss on the forehead, and I can understand why her feelings are impacted. And so, but at the moral of the story is you got to make sure you fuck them with side woman strokes.
What is a side woman stroke?
Side woman strokes, just straight to the point.
Back shot.
20 minutes at the most. It gets
20 minutes.
It gets intimate after 30.
No, 20 minutes is a long time.
20 minutes ain't a long time.
Yes, it is.
20 minutes. I'm dark skinned. 20 minutes is not a long time to be stroking. I don't know what 20 minutes. That's a quickie. You know what I'm saying? But anything over a quickie.
No, 20 minutes may not be a long time for men, but 20 minutes is a long time for women.
Well, listen, y'all gonna have to just take that Diddy voice. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, honestly, like, we got to stop giving these side women wifey strokes. And then we want to have women like Tamika feeling this way. T, listen, we wouldn't have women like T out here that are feeling this way. You know, but at the same token, she got to play her role for what her role is. You are a side piece. You were there when the wifey is acting stupid and is not shutting up, like we was talking about earlier.
So she's there for the piece.
Yeah, she's there for the piece. The side piece. That's what I'm saying. Wifey doesn't shut up, side piece.
Okay.
I
don't cheat. Black men don't cheat.
Let's go ahead to the next question.
Please.
We got Cara here. She's saying, he left me on red, but still watches all my stories. What does it mean when a man ghosts you, but keeps up with your every move online? Is it time to block him or post something spicy to remind him of what he's missing?
It's time to block him.
We can make fake pages. Listen, he misses that I mean, let's call it thing a thing. He misses that and that's the only way I'm looking at a woman's page that I don't follow.
No.
If I don't follow you and I'm just looking on your page, I miss that.
Well,
I really
it's
do
not
miss
that
it.
he doesn't.
And I want you to come home.
It's not that he doesn't not follow her. It's that he just left her on red, on scene, on red, on text message, and he's just watching all of her stories.
I mean, are they together? Like, what are they doing?
It seems like they just a little situationship situation.
Oh, well, that's the problem then.
That's some light skin shit. Listen, man. I mean, and I only see this from light skinned dudes. I only hear about it from I'm not doing all that. Just it's mine. strategies. Like, I'm gonna leave you on red, and I'm gonna look at your stories. He knows he see it, but see, me dark skinned men, we don't got to do that. We just don't have to do it. It's just not something I do.
You don't look at stories?
I mean, if I look at the story, I follow you. I'm not gonna leave you on red. I'm gonna just say I don't want to talk to you.
Okay.
Respectfully, I just don't want to talk to you.
Okay.
Some light skin shit.
I wouldn't know. I don't have any.
I mean, personally, when it comes to a guy, I feel like if he leaves me on red, but he's still watching my stories, that's giving that person accessibility to me on his terms. So access denied.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
I think she asked, like, should she post something spicy?
I think
she should.
No.
Because honestly, he playing games. We know what girls be doing when y'all be posting these nasty ass pictures
games?
because y'all trying to serve that up.
Isn't that playing games? And then why would I pick my best pick for the person I don't even like?
No, we all know that picture's for the streets. That picture was deposited to the streets. It's not just for Tyrone. It's a Batman symbol for us. Look at her. She's ready. And look, women know that because, as men, we're the hunters and women are the hunted. So when y'all put these provocative pictures out on Instagram, we know what you're doing. You're enticing us. But I don't think she wouldn't be. Now, that's toxic if she wants to post it so he can see it and respond to her. Now, that's toxic. And it's some light skin shit.
And it's toxic if you go and look at it.
It's not toxic. Listen, I'm a man. I mean, we gonna look at it just off GP.
Okay.
GP.
So I'm gonna just go to the next question. So this one is from a fan. Her name is Tasha. She says, Unique, how do I catch a man like you talk about? I've been watching the show and I love how confident and real you are. So I've got a question. How do I attract a real man who's emotionally mature, got goals, but still got that edge? Because all I keep attracting are situationships and sneakers with no ambition.
And who with no ambition?
It says situationships and sneakers with no ambition.
That means niggas. But I mean,
that's what that means.
Mm-hmm. Basically,
I mean,
it means the YNs with sneakers.
Oh, I'm just learning the YNs. I'm just learning the glazing.
But we gotta understand this though, and women, I want y'all to really understand. I'm really preaching to the women on this episode. Where are you fishing at? You can't fish in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. You cannot just fish in the ocean and think you're gonna pull out a catfish. You gotta go to a lake for that. You know what I'm saying? Where are you putting your ride in that? You go to the club, you gonna find Tyrone.
Where's the
Tyrone gonna be in the club?
Got catfish?
No.
Every lake got catfish.
No. I don't. We're gonna stop here, ladies. Tasha. What I'll say is start within yourself. It starts with yourself. Having emotional stability, having self-love, and the law of attraction rule. So if you want to attract a certain type of man and a certain type of caliber, you have to first be that type of woman in that caliber. And the reason you're attracting the type of man that you're attracting is because you still haven't figured out who you are as a person. And until you figure that out, you will never attract the right type of man to where you can be with a man in the caliber that you desire.
That was sound advice. I actually like that advice. I like that. Hey, listen, I'm going to say this, man. Look, go out to and this just free game. Go to anywhere where it's golf clubs. This is just
no. Let's take my stuff. No. Now you're taking my stuff. Now you're taking my stuff. No, because I say no. Where you want to find the men at is you want to go to the golf courses and you sit out there, or you go to the Amex Lounge, okay, or you go to the Delta Sky Club. You just stealing my stuff.
Hey, listen. I'm trying to help them out. It don't matter where it came from. She said it first. She said it first. Now, listen, I'm going to give you some more game. Shout out to my Mason brothers. Just sit out front of the lodge. Listen, we got money. Masons have money. Shout out to my Masons. We got money. Sit out front of the lodge and find you a nice, high-level man that's going to take care of you and all your 5 kids. Just go out there and do that. Just go out there and do that. And listen, it's a man out there that got enough money that he ain't even gonna care. Look, we're gonna send him to Six Flags so I can hit the jump.
Six Flags.
It's a lot of men out here that'll do that. It's a lot of men out here that'll do that. So make sure you find a man that got some paper and they can provide for you and yours. Simple as that.
He win the Super Bowl and drive off in a Hyundai. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Find that man. That's all you got to do is find that man that's going to support you. But don't go where you found Tyrone at. Let's just say that. I don't care where you found Tyrone at. But if he ain't taking care of his kids, he not a good father. That wasn't a good pick. Don't keep doing that. Go somewhere else. Just go to the opposite place.
Are you done?
A lot of people need to hear that.
Are you done?
Oh, I'm almost done. We got more fans.
Go ahead, Unique.
Y'all can tell when the liquor come in.
Okay. Mika, we got someone for you.
Uh-oh.
So this one is Keisha. Should I confront my man or play it cool? Mika girl. I need your energy for this one. I went through my man's likes and this man is double tapping on every girl with BBLs and waist trainers. Am I tripping or is that a red flag? Should I bring it up or just fall back and match his energy?
You bring it up, you better be prepared to leave. Honestly and truly. Because first of all, if you got to go through the phone, if you got to go through the Instagram, the DMs, you already know what's happening. So at the end of the day, are you prepared to leave? Are you prepared to do something about it? If you're not, shut up.
That's real. That's real because a lot of these, matter of fact, I'm going to go back to the crux and then I'm going to get back there. Because matter of fact, I got to start right there. A lot of y'all cannot afford to live by yourself. If that man is going off and he on the side, liking somebody, just deal with it. You should just deal with that if you can't afford to live on your own. Because now I'm gonna say this: I had a homegirl contact me.
The fan mail was for Mika.
Oh, my bad.
But what I
don't crash out.
What I will say to that is I have an older woman. She was married for like 40, 50 years. And she taught me this valuable lesson. She said, when you get married or in a relationship, she said, if you're going to confront your man about something that he's doing, you only have two options, stay or leave. If you stay, you look like a fool for staying after you confronted him about the issue. If you leave, you're standing your ground on these respect my boundaries. But if you stay and you know the issues that he has come with, he's going to continue to do it again, and it's going to be a repeated cycle. And it was no purpose of you bringing it up or mentioning it in the first place.
Well, and here's how I look at it. You're also going to sit there, and if you bring up something, right, that you really are contentious with, and you're quote unquote staying, now you have to contend with constantly bringing that same thing up, because if you are going to stay with somebody, you can't keep reliving the same thing and talking about the same thing, right? Because you're never going to move forward. So my honest thought and opinion is, if you're not prepared to actually move on from that relationship, find out what it is and try to fix that, versus I just want to confront him, because what are you doing after that? If you're not doing anything, and now you regret not doing anything, or now you regret that it's causing, tension between you and that person, because now, and let's just say it was something, but now he knows you're looking through the phone. Now he knows you're insecure. Like, it's just a whole host of things where you can go and actually fix you. And actually look at the problems, because it's a problem with you that you're looking through this phone. Like, it's a problem with you. But if you quote unquote find something, then what's the problem that's happening? Right? So if you're not leaving solely off of that, then shut up and just fix it.
Bakir, do you have anything you want to say?
Oh man, I got a lot. I was waiting patiently.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I was waiting patiently. Like I was saying, let's go back to the crux. Liking pictures does not mean we even listen. I've liked so many pictures of women that I don't even remember what the I liked. It's just like, damn, all right, you clapping, bam. All right, you in the kitchen cooking with time, kicking with. Don't nobody give a she cooking. We are listen. We're visual.
I did.
creatures.
I actually did like the macaroni and cheese.
We looked at the ass and titties.
I'm a sucker for macaroni and cheese.
We looked at the ass and titties. We didn't care nothing about her. Does that mean we want to be with her? Does that mean we want to sleep with her? Does that mean that we care about her at all? It's just a simple like. It's just a like. She got a BBL. We not gonna wife her. I mean, some BBLs get wiped. I'm not gonna wife it. Honestly, it feels like a basketball underneath a little bit of skin. I don't like the texture. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest, like, I mean, we just liking the picture. Why can't I like a picture? What is wrong with me liking
I have absolutely no problem with that. I see a lot of stuff on my timeline that I like. That's totally innocent.
Now, I don't think women should like pictures. Now, I don't say that. Women shouldn't like pictures because y'all actually like them. Y'all actually like men that y'all
you
like.
You actually like the butt that you're looking at.
No, I didn't like it. I just seen it and clicked the button. Okay. Y'all will actually go out and cheat with purpose.
And click a button.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
I don't. Hold on. I don't because I don't sit there and scroll like that. But let's just say I did. It would amount to the same thing.
No, because then y'all like the picture, and then y'all know if y'all like a picture, we gonna smack. Because now you don't like the picture. I go on your page. Okay, Lord. And now,
that's not.
DMs. We don't gotta slide in the DMs. We just appreciating the button.
No, if anything, the men slides in the DMs more than a woman first.
Exactly. You like a picture, I'm definitely sliding.
Yeah, versus and you're comparing it to women.
Okay. So you're saying that if I like the picture, the person that I like the picture on is coming.
He's coming 100%.
Okay, I am
sliding. If I'm single and I see an attractive woman like my picture, I think she wants to come over and have sex. But I
can say the same thing about a woman that looks at you as attractive.
I think she wants to
No,
that's
wait.
If you like this video, you want to that's what I think. If I was going to repost it, if you like this video, I think you want to
is gone already.
No, but I feel like as a woman, if I'm attracted to a guy and they look like a bachelor, I'm going to want to, and then if they look the part, like, why wouldn't they slide in the DMs, or why wouldn't a female slide in DMs too? But the only issue I would have,
that's a fact.
The only issue I would have is my significant other liking their ex or a girl they used to talk to's pictures.
Well, that's because
what's wrong with that?
There's relationship, there's chemistry, there's
because there's history.
What the history mean? If I'm not with them, then you gotta trust. You gotta trust your man. You gotta trust your man. I should be able to like all my exes, even though I'm not gonna like any of them because they button out. Nah, they anything. That's why they my ex in the first place. I'm not gonna like y'all. And I know y'all be looking at my page off the fake pages. I know all of y'all be looking at my pages. I don't care about y'all. Stop going to my page. But I'm saying if I like the picture, that don't mean nothing. I just like the picture.
Okay, Bakir, this next fan has something for you. This is another woman.
Lord.
Her name's Kiara. She said, I need a man's opinion. Is it wrong if I test him? Bakir, I need your honest male perspective. I've been dating this guy for 2 months and I feel like he's too perfect. I kind of want to fake a little situation just to see how he reacts under pressure. Is that toxic or smart?
You toxic in here.
You gotta get her gone.
Man, you better stop, man. Look, you gonna test yourself out the door.
Mm-hmm.
I be hating when women think they can come off and try to test me.
Well, a lot of women
test you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta really go back to who the prize is. Who is the prize, the man or the woman?
Woman.
Why did you turn to me?
All right, nigga. All right, so she says woman or the prize. Mika, who's the prize? Who is providing, protecting? Without us, it would be who? What's your answer? Who's the prize? I'm just saying it's a 1 to 16 ratio of men right? 1 to 16 in America. Now, listen, half of us don't even want y'all. Half of them on that Diddy time. So let's take that to 1 to 32. Now listen, you got Tyrone. Tyrone ain't gonna be shit. He don't want to be shit. He'll never be shit. So let's take that to 1 to 50 right there. And then you just got that man that ain't gonna never leave his mother crib. He might be good. And then you got a lot of them, they breath gonna stink. Well, listen, men, we are the prize, and y'all gotta understand that. Is a woman the prize? Absolutely. But what's the biggest prize?
I think.
What's the biggest prize? Let's be real. What's the biggest prize?
That is probably the only thing I agree with Shannon Sharpe with. Men are the prize, women are the winners.
I agree with that. I'll take
so, because by you being whatever you are, we win.
Dark skin with straight teeth.
Okay. By you being whatever, we win, right? So I don't mind being the winner.
100%.
Because I and that's what I meant earlier with the whole submission thing. I still win.
Facts.
When you can say whatever, but I don't need to argue to still get what I want.
Facts.
So I'm okay with winning.
To answer your question, test that man, you're gonna lose. And you go listen, it's not, the numbers are not in your favor. It's a numbers game. If you find you a nice, successful man that got a lot going on for itself, you better ride that out. Cause chances are that clock is ticking, and you only got but so long to choose a successful man that would be crazy enough to impregnate a woman that would even think about testing them. You got this much time. You better sit there and plan your future out with this man. Don't test anything unless, you feel me, it's really test time. But I don't think it's test time. I just think you're in your feelings and you're thinking it's too good to be true, and you gonna cut. What you gonna do? You're gonna lose. Just like a lot of other women, you're gonna lose. Don't test that man. Just you enjoy your win.
Bakir, since you're having a testimony, go ahead and take us into your segment.
We're going into my segment. Hey, listen, it's Bakir's word of the day. And listen, I wanted the word of the day segment because, you know, I know we talk a lot through this show, and we're gonna say a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a lot of your vocabulary is terrible. So, so I'm gonna give you a word to use, and it's just one. You know, you can tune into the podcast, the TV show, flag on the play to hear some more words. But the word of the day is elucidate, right? I want you to use this word instead of explaining, right? You listen, I want you to regurgitate something. No, I want you to elucidate. Can you elucidate? Can you explain this to me? Right there. That's your word of the day, elucidate. I made you smarter. Thank me later.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Realish podcast. And we want to thank Daily Delegates.
Let me tell you, Daily Delegates, the best virtual assistant business in the game. If you need logistical things done for your business, you need administrative work, you need anything, executive assistant, you need some help with your real estate business, you need help getting your life together, I want you to tap in with Daily Delegates. That's Daily Delegates. And you can find them, book your free consultation at dailydelegates.com.
You guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Realish. It's your girl, Pop Coach Amika.
Out.